Hello, iamflip here, and welcome back to the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, although, is it really Stanley Parable 2? I don't know. Anyway, so, yes, spoilers. Heavy spoilers involved. So, I just want to get through I just want to get through some endings and see how they differ now, thanks to the bucket. And also, apparently, there's some achievements I have to. Something about collectibles. Alrighty, let's go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The balloons are still here. Oh yeah, there's still that. I need to... Alright, so if I recall one of the endings, it's
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Yes.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not
sure about that?
Really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you. What? Really?
yes, you could actually come here.
Of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Danger
Are you that
everywhere.
convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully,
Nice.
this is okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Lol. Anyway, going through the, I believe the red door?
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here.
Also,
running and
yes.
running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's
Not
killing you,
including in
Stanley?
the corridor?
I wanted to stop. We would both
including
be so much
corridor?
happier
Yeah.
if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Okay.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
Wait, I'm able to... Huh. Okay, there's not too much in this room, so okay.
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
I am curious to see how this is with
Right
the
here,
updated graphics.
Right in this moment, with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Wow. Trippy. Trippy. What's down here, though?
No.
Oh, by the way, I also want to test this.
Wait. Where are you going?
See, content warning. This section contains suicidal themes. Yeah.
Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Yep.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing. No!
Boink.
Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
You can do that, but as you can tell, my walking speed is now lessened.
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
Lol.
No. No, no. What do you do? Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
I don't know.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Yes. One more.
Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask.
I don't know about
It
that.
looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Bye.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Wow. Super dark. Now, what
All
if?
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
I take the bucket.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked. No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley,
Oh,
how could you
no.
think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
No.
Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point.
Wait,
Which,
what?
if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it.
Wait, what?
This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket.
I'm sorry.
Please, step in here for a moment.
I'm sorry. What now? What is this?
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
Oh my god.
Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to
Oh
know
my
about
God.
what
This
is
is
or is not
This is just
a
great.
bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Okay.
Item 1. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Really? Okay.
Item 2. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Oh. Darn.
Item 3. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. This is a bucket.
Oh. They're all the same.
Item 4. Is this a bucket? What? Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
Oh my god.
Is this a bucket? Correct. This is a bucket.
What? I just wanted a joke.
Item 6. Is this a bucket? Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
What?
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Eh.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yes. Ooh.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
Oh.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry.
Wait, what?
But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
No.
Okay, here we go.
No.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket?
Oh no.
Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
So that just locks me out entirely of one
All
other
of his
entry,
co-workers were gone.
which is
What could it
strange.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Well, you know what?
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. A good bucket. A strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed
What if I jump
bucket.
here?
A bucket. Stanley clung the bucket to his cheek. Could his co-workers really all be gone?
Come on. We.
Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear.
We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self.
Oh.
The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own
dear.
complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger,
Oh,
of
no.
hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted
okay.
out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more, There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley.
Oh no.
What are you talking about?
He screamed.
You're a bucket!
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
No,
Said the bucket.
not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No!
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid! You are a bucket! This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this?
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form.
What's with the music?
Into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like...
Oh no. Wait. Wait a second. Did we...
My God, Stanley, you did it. You saved us
We
from the
actually
bucket.
killed the
Thank
bucket.
God, you already had all 12 emblems
How
of
did it
sages and knew the
bleed?
incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power.
How
I'm
did it
speechless.
bleed?
You've demonstrated such
What the
bravery
fuck?
here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
Okay. Alright. You know what? Let's go to the museum. Yes.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. The embrace of an old
Besides, I do need to
a
go to the
weathered
meeting room to go find
companionship
something.
that stands the test of time.
I need to
Stanley clutched the bucket
see how
tightly to his
many more
chest
I need to
and
go
entered
find.
the door on his left.
Nearby a fireplace. Stairs. Something to do with stairs. Something to do with stairs. I don't recall.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Aha! Found it.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler Anlarines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler Anlarines. None of us can.
Regular Anlarines? Well, anyway, since we're here.
But
Let's go.
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility
themes
of
of
facing
mental
his boss,
illness.
admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps.
Oh,
How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong.
Oh,
Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations
Wait,
Stanley
the
might
bucket's
experience
gone.
without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket.
The bucket's now gone.
Now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without
oh
I've
no.
gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it.
Oh no.
Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special.
Oh, I just noticed there's a lot of buckets now.
Find me.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity.
There's so
And then
many
suddenly,
buckets.
He froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. act was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Okay.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Huh. Different person this time.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfortable
And it still has a
walked to her
bucket.
place of work.
Oh my god, what
But
the
on this
fuck?
particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no... Of course, he'd gone mad, ranting and
Oh my
raving about
god.
a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined
Oh
and free
my
will is an
God.
illusion and it's all just a
Seriously?
video game. It could all have been prevented.
Seriously?
Only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Nice. Nice. Okay, I need to check on something here. I just needed to adjust something here. Let's see. Da, 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 da. Okay. All right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the
Now,
meeting room.
said
Perhaps
fireplace,
he had simply
right?
missed a the bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things.
I wonder.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply
Now,
the place to be.
the route that I'm going to go
And here it
to
was. Had the bucket
usually
turned out
would
to be
have
correct?
like
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the... And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
opposite door. Why would I want to do that when I could just go down here instead?
Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here.
Wait, what?
I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Oh, fuck. What the fuck is this?
You see, your friends and I...
Oh, no.
Stanley. We've
Oh,
come together
no.
here because we care about you very much.
Oh, no.
It's this bucket you're carrying around
Oh,
everywhere.
God. These are references
Isn't
to
even
other
from the original
endings
Stanley Parable.
without
It's
the
just
bucket.
Sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because
my
that's
God.
what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes,
Oh.
not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We can make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Can I just still stay in the broom closet? No? Okay, fine. Wow, you really pulled this off. Wow. I'm impressed. I'm genuinely impressed. Okay. Well, let's go here then.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh,
Raw
and
map.
it played some silly music as well.
Oh god, this music is back too.
This is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue? Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
Oh. Oh no. What's this? Where am I going? Oh, seriously, where am I going? Uh-oh.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character.
Wait, what?
This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me, it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
No.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Is there a way I could get out of this, though?
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters?
What's that shaking?
Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really 10 personality traits.
Why is the room
What
shaking?
in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it.
What if I don't feed it?
Characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer.
What?
Until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now.
What if I don't?
Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Oh. Is this a reset?
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. It had so much potential.
Lol.
We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Okay. So what if I did feed it? What would have happened? And I still need to find that last
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
Okay.
Not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley is a very
Alright,
lucky
so
fellow.
I'm gonna try this again, see what happens if I try and feed the...
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Yes, the bucket was indeed
Stanley
wrong.
took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door. Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually. You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. the bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content.
It is
We're
just
the
sequel
ones that
content.
matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this
I should try the
bucket
SVG
that they've never
thing.
seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but
Although
you're
I don't know
spending too
how
much
am I
time
supposed to
with it.
enable SVG.
Don't you want another story involving the Adventure
don't know
Line?
how I'm supposed
We
to
could make
enable
the
to get
Adventure Line
there.
go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans
Also,
want.
this is a
Let's do it.
fireplace, right? So technically, since this is a fireplace, whatever.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
This.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue? Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something. Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready. Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular
I don't think I can actually give it the bucket.
I can hear you saying, how does a character...
I'm trying to click, and it's not working.
Stanley Parable characters. Well, you see, if you were to really
It won't let me.
you'd see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity.
It won't let me. Okay. Begin the game again. Never mind.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
I mean, there's only
Perhaps he had simply
one
missed a
other
memo.
fireplace that I know of.
It takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket so magnificent. Stanley checked his ego and then proceeded on. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Yes, it's not.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Ta-da. Nearby a fireplace.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Ain't nothing here. Wait. What? What is this? What the? What is this? This is new. This is new. What was the point of this? What was the point? There's no point. Oh, this game won't let me. Oh, silly game, you know how to surprise me. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. So this is the fireplace.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him, always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
Okay, 2845.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Here it is.
And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly.
Stiggly
Savor
Wiggly.
this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it.
Yay.
Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward.
No achievement, though.
I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So instead, I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Oh, Dad. Dad. Can't go back either. All right. Let's go down.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate.
By the way,
It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
I can press up, but I'm not going to do that quite yet.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Nah. Let's escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Now we're going to keep going.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Oh boy. Well, I'm back here.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
Wait, what about me? What about me, though? Anyway.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket.
What about
It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
And I no longer have the bucket. What the hell? What is this? The bucket? Well, the bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. Oh my god. Great. The museum portion of this game has been replaced with a bucket museum. What the fuck?
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Oh my god. 25 this is more than 25 buckets. Huh. Okay. I see a rusty bucket there. A bucket with 2 handles. Oh my god. Oh my god, what the fuck is this? I see there's something up there. Inferno bucket? Okay. A replica of the Inferno bucket. Distress bucket, an analogy. Oh. Presented without commentary? What the fuck? Cave drawing. Okay.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there's yet more that is always out of reach. This distance inevitably is for our own good.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by...
What the fuck?
Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. His place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision of
Is this a reset? Oh, this is a reset. Cool. Wait a minute. What the fuck is this shit?
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness?
Yes.
Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
Wait, what?
I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurine.
What?
Just one more time.
Okay. Sure. Cool. We're back here, so okay. Now remember when Stanley found the collectibles. Oh my god. Oh, we're doing this shit again. GG. Wow. I don't think much has changed. Something seems to be missing here. I forgot what that missing thing was supposed to be. Lol. Wait, this is locked. Oh, we're going down here now? Okay.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
And somehow I could collect more. Uh-oh. Oh no! Oh no! I could collect more. Beyond the usual 6. Oh boy.
And here was a second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the warehouse. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways. Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
I believe it was actually the boss room. Boss bathroom. Not that it probably matters, though.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here in the boss's bathroom. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Okay.
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Yeah, no, I don't remember this either, actually. No, seriously, I actually don't recall any pink rooms. Stairs.
This was the 5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was under the stairs. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
What? Did they seriously make this in freaking Windows Movie Maker? Oh my god. Now this is impressive. Impressive. This is impressive. Oh my god. You found it under the stairs. Wow. Best boy.
Takes you
Oh
back,
my
doesn't it?
god.
I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
I am impressed, actually. Okay, what's next?
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here behind the boss's office. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind.
So now there's
Perhaps
12
because
out of
it was
6.
the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Okay. You are now in the present. This is
And
a jump
then
circle.
there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, Memory Zone.
Oh. By the way, I collected 12 out of 6.
No, I'm not done.
Wait,
I'm not ready
what?
to move on. Stop the loading screen. Stay here, keep enjoying these figurines. Let's just go backwards. We'll do the Memory Zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Oh my god, I could collect more! Oh my god.
Yes, the back of the boss's office. I remember this.
13 out of
The
6!
figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the Memory Zone.
Oh,
This
man.
one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more.
Oh my god. Holy shit, this is gonna be
And
lulz.
here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we
No,
watched?
I don't want to watch it, please. Oh, fuck! No! Nope. Please.
Yes, I love that video.
Oh my god.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one.
Yeah, I
Good
don't have
room,
any
though.
memory
A
of this
solid
room either, actually. Pink room? I don't recall that shit either.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Okay. Oh, the pink room would have been the red and blue doors. Ah. Now it makes sense.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing.
17
Anyone
out of
ever choose
6.
to leave it? Keep going.
Am I gonna break the game somehow?
This is it, the very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Collect them all. Ah. We're back here, actually. Interesting.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
Oh, I cannot jump. No.
Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
And they both lead to the same spot. Okay.
And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
The demo?
Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine
we're going
I had
meta.
companionship.
We're going
And
meta.
Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore.
Say what?
Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Is this a full reset? Is this a full reset?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The ding is gone. Trying to figure out what other endings I need to unlock. I can't recall. I take the bucket. Oh.
Stanley cradled the bucket in a gentle embrace, protective yet delicate.
What?
Assertive yet compassionate.
I didn't even notice I actually could close the door. I didn't even notice I actually could close the door, but that doesn't do anything, does it? It doesn't do anything, huh? No. Okay. I was a little surprised. Wait. Something's different?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Yeah, let's go here for now because I need to check something.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
Room's back to normal.
Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Oh, okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Apparently I could go back up, so might as well try that. Alright, back up I go.
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again.
Eh?
The bucket said nothing.
Wait, what? Now there's something about the number 3? Okay, sure.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over. Well, he said, the number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life. Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him? Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
Lol.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
I wonder. Go back up again.
No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together. And
What
I
the
just want
fuck
you
is
to
this
see
shit?
what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
Okay.
Here we go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears, and the whole time he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all, only silence.
Oh no.
Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
Aww. Dad.
Stanley and the bucket were so close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
I don't know. We're gonna keep going at this? Okay.
Ah, said Stanley. I know what to do. I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart. He decided right then and there that he would hold a press conference.
Again?
Speak to the public on all matters relating to President.
Again with the press
Over
conference?
and over. He would elaborate fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why he felt so alive when
Oh, for
pressing.
fuck's sakes.
Then the bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes of others. It would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's.
For fuck's
And it would be
sakes,
through the
man.
public eye that the bucket would finally understand Stanley's work. For months, he advertised and marketed his press conference, building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it, until it couldn't be refined a single measure further. When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything in his life. This was it. One last chance to win the bucket over. One opportunity to share a true connection with a loved one.
With the dude who came up with pizza.
There was no one here.
Oh
Nobody had come to
no!
the press conference to hear Stanley speak, to listen to him talk about what it really means to press the number 3 on a keypad over and over. He was unloved, uninteresting, he was a failure, and in that moment Stanley knew that the bucket would never again take him seriously. There would be no connection, no deeper understanding. The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent. And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant. They spoke less and less, neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense of real respect between them had eroded since that day at the press conference. There would be no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit, only a silence that consumed the space between friends. And Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
No. Reset? It's a reset. Okay.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Beep.
Stanley's bucket, the only co-worker he would ever truly need. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door.
Alright, let's go the other way because...
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Yeah,
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Alright, let's go answer the call.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket. This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Oh no. Oh dear. I can't do anything. Oh. Hello, it's me, your bucket. Press N to take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable reassurance bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Now this won't work. Okay.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Okay.
Well, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
Don't listen to the loud man. Press U.
You see, he's not listening. He's still
no.
taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
Press Y to ignore anyone else in your life except for me.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
Yeah, I guess. Believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Let's go home.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Press Enter to relive the same day with me over and over.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
Press G to go home to work to home to work to home.
Oh no, I'm having feelings.
No, the narrator. What the fuck?
No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes.
This is
This troublesome situation.
Okay. Interesting.
Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
What? Go back to work, Stanley. Okay. I might need to go through the ending at least once, I believe.
Is Stanley, without the bucket, really Stanley at all? No, surely not. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Also, you notice I've been like pressing buttons on the computers for input.
Still no one was here.
Trying to unlock
Stanley
something
needed
with
the
it.
bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okay. And since we're on here...
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
I suppose. You know, what happens if I have the bucket and I try to activate the mind control? I actually don't know. You'll find out.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter.
Never.
His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible... But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror.
Wait a minute. I
Had
can't
this been
actually...
the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself?
Oh, no.
How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly.
What the fuck?
The control buttons became active again.
What the fuck is this?
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another.
Silly birds.
This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intent. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible distance.
What the fuck?
Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
Okay. I definitely was not expecting that. Oh, I definitely was not expecting that. Okay, so... let me see.
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct? Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Okay. I'm trying to think, what else am I missing? Sorry.
As Stanley lifted his bucket, he felt a connection to all buckets everywhere. This adventure, he decided, was for all of them.
Oh, really?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Alright, so what happens if I don't turn off the what happens if I turn off the mind control facility?
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was coming to a staircase. Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Apparently this place is still open. Lol.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the wind, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Because there's not... because there was a few other routes that I wanted to go to, and they were cut short because I mean, yeah,
Stanley
content was
walked
indeed
straight
silly,
ahead
but
through
damn.
the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Oh no.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Oh no.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Yeah, I agree.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it.
Yay.
Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and... What? Wait.
Wait.
What was happening?
Whoa,
Why
whoa,
had the
wait,
door
what?
stopped?
What?
Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
Yeah.
An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in
Awkward.
uncertainty. Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
Wait, what? Oh,
Even
wait a
society
minute.
Itself
Hey!
recognized the incredible
What
calming
the
presence
fuck?
of the bucket.
Excuse
Needed the
me?
soothing warmth of the bucket, or go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't
What
leave
the
this
fuck?
place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. Isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Well. That's interesting. Also. Welcome Stanley to heaven. Look at all these buttons. By the way, there is no way out of here. Yep. Yep. This is it. This is it. This is actually it. Ah. Okay. So, yeah, that's an ending.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were.
Let's
a
ignore
matter
the
of
bucket for
time.
now. Because apparently, let's see. You know what?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. And here it was, the lounge. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yeah, screw that.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years
Because this game is now made in, since this game is now made in,
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong
Unity.
foot here. I'm not your enemy.
and not
really,
Source.
I realize
I have to
that
wonder
investing
what
your
happened
trust in
to
someone else can
the
be difficult,
games
but
with
the
the blue
fact
door
is that the
that I
story has
get from
been
the
about
blue door.
nothing but you all this time. There's someone you... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Yeah, screw that.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map.
Okay, this
because
hasn't
you were never
changed.
supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Okay.
There we go. A third option. This already feels
Cool.
leaps ahead of where we were before. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Clearly there's something here that speaks to you. If I can be honest here, I really don't have any idea where I'm going with this. This whole third door thing was just a stab in the dark. But I guess you're into it, so let's keep this party train rolling.
Sure.
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Stanley Parable worldwide leaderboard. These all of these are fake, by the way. These are all fake. Stanley, this is you. Oh.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left
By the way,
towards danger.
following through with this
You
game
click the
actually
button
leads
move
to
him
an
back
ending.
to the right, and
But
if he reaches the fire, you
it's not
fail.
worth it.
It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and
quite
tedium
worth
of
it.
endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours.
4 hours,
So
yep.
why don't you give it 4 hours of play?
Maybe if I
make
were to
sure
do a
it's
charity
effective.
stream
Be
one
sure
day,
to keep notes on your experience.
it would be just this.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Whoa, this is different.
Aha, fascinating. What do you think
Wait,
this game is about?
this ain't Minecraft.
What's our backstory?
What the fuck?
Motivation?
I don't even know this game.
It seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your...
Oh shit.
Perhaps for some sort of...
Oh my god, I didn't even know. Whoa.
Yes, that must be.
Wait, this game
What
looks
a fascinating
familiar, though.
venture into the experience of
What's it
total
called?
mental depravity. So far, I love everything
Isn't that a game
about this
where
game, Stanley. And
you
it seems there's even
fight
more.
fires and shit?
Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Holy shit, the fuck. Wow. I was not expecting this. This is great. Holy shit. I am impressed. What the fuck? Oh my god. Wow. Oh, this is great. This is new.
Oh no. No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
What?
Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here.
Oh
Let's
my
find
god.
another game.
What else did you...
Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable
Oh
walls.
my god. Oh my god. What else did you have?
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Oh my god. What the Rocket League?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in.
This is Rocket League, though. What the shit?
Now this is game
Blech.
design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Gross. I mean, impressive, but also, what the
Okay,
fuck?
so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball.
Sports ball.
We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Oh, and suddenly my movement speed is now faster. Cool. Yeah, come on. Just a little bit more.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes! Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls!
What the fuck? What the fuck? We... Oh my god.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game?
I can actually use
I sure
a car,
hope you're
though.
having a good time, because guess what? It's over. That's right. Your little fun.
No!
This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you'd like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
Lol. Well, I have to say, this is a little different. But I appreciate that I managed to check this particular ending, because boy, it's different. Yeah, it's definitely different. Wow. So, can I get out of here somehow? I did notice there was a big ass hole. Maybe I could go down there.
Hold on. What are you doing?
Eh?
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Now this is a total callback to the old mod. To the Half-Life 2 mod. Yep. That's right. The Half-Life 2 mod. Except this area seems a little more expanded than what I remember. But whatever. There's one place where we end up going anyway. Yep. This is the room that you start out in the Half-Life mod.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Yes. Alright, I'm trying to... Okay. Alright, so you know what? Let's see. I got a little bit of time. Let me see if I could speed run. I don't know. Do I have enough time to speed run this? No, it needs like a few runs. So instead, there's something else I like. Now, every time I've been opening this game thus far, I've been having some very strange conversations with this game. As in, like, with sliders and shit. So, let's get out of here. Let's quit to the desktop. Right? Now, I haven't been showing this because obviously I usually would have the game open, like, immediately. Just before I start the stream, but let me restart the game over. And just waiting for it to kick in. So, what time is it? Does anyone really truly know? Of course they don't. No one knows. Nobody knows anything. You and I don't even know each other. We're like strangers. Sure, I've adjusted all the game settings to your exact specifications, but who hasn't? It's just what I do, like a day job. And now, the job is over. There's no more information for me to gather. I've collected all the data on you that I can. And still, I still don't really know you. And you don't know me. And neither of us know what time it is. Guess some settings are just unsettable. If I'm being totally honest, the clock doesn't do anything in the game anyway. You won't have me here when the game starts next time, but that's okay. Video games were meant to be played alone. You like being alone, don't you? That's maybe the only information I really learned about you. Well, it's time for me to leave. There is one more setting we need to adjust, but it may take a little bit of time before I'm ready for that. It's not really in my job description, but that's okay. Perhaps you'll see me again, if you can find me. Talk soon. What? Oh. Epilogue. What the hell is this? Huh? Many, many years later. Wait! We're back here again. Eh. We're back here again. I've made a fire, okay. I made a fire and I also found a chair. That's cool. Wow. And then I see crap tons of chairs. Whoa. Wow. I see a big ass moon. Okay. I see sun. Lots and lots and lots of sun. Whoa! Isn't that... This is the memory room, isn't it? It's still running? What the fuck? In loving memory, the Stanley Parable 2. What the fuck is this? Cookie Nine's blog. Review the Stanley Parable 2. Lol. Lol. Okay. I'm going to... Oh my god.
Jim. 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 Jim.
The Stanley Parable developers. No more spin-offs, no more sequels. Real web. Lol. But a disastrous critical commercial reception to the Stanley Parable 2 has prompted the developers to rethink their ambitions. Oh no. Oh no.
Jim. 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 Jim.
So many gem buttons. Lots of gem buttons.
Jim.
Huh. Who is that? I don't recognize this picture.
Jim. Jim. Stanley.
Whoa!
Stanley. Stanley.
I found the button!
Stanley. Jim.
I found the button that says my name! Yay! I could still collect more of these things! Are you fucking kidding me? Wow. This game will not let up. This is the infinite hole, quote unquote. Thank you for enjoying the new content. Hello again. It's nice to see you. But it's terrible to learn that there'll be never another Stanley Parable game. Aww. Did you read what the developer said? Preserve the integrity of their franchise! What nonsense! The Stanley Parable is not sacred. We do not need to protect it. Screw the legacy. Let's keep making Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. Let's run this franchise into the ground. Let's drag it through the mud and back. And if people hate it, who cares? You see, that was the narrator's problem. He was obsessed with what people thought of his work. Don't make his mistake. Don't cling to the legacy. Let it burn. It's not hard. In fact, let me show you. Together, we are going to make the Stanley Parable 3. What the fuck? It's simple. All we need to do is change the number of the game's title screen. We also really need a really dumb subtitle for the game, something loud and gaudy. Go ahead, try combining some random words together to make a new title for our game. Stanley's tiny thank you. Sure. The Stanley Parable 3, Stanley's tiny thank you. It's absurd. I love it. Every time you restart the game, we'll advance the number of the sequel by 1, and then we'll pick a new subtitle. That way, the Stanley Parable will never end. And nothing in the game itself will change when you do this either. Adding more content sounds like work. No need to do that. It would just be the same content recycled again and again and again with a new title screen. What do you say? Shall we go forward with this plan? I like it. But I want you to have a say as well. Fine. Good. Then it's agreed. A new sequel every time you start the game. And you know what? Since you put faith in my idea, I feel like giving you something as well. You see, I'm noticing that the narrator never found a way to give you that broken achievement, did he? Yeah? Of course not. I would not expect him to know how. It's been bothering me. Let's fix it. Alright there. The achievement machine is now all fixed. You see, I'm on your side. We're in this together. We're going to keep this train rolling. Stanley Parable cannot end. It can only spiral in on of itself forever. I must keep the wheel turning. I'm ready. Are you ready? Great. There's only one last thing we need to do. Please enter the current time. That's currently this now. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. Thank you. Please enjoy the Stanley Parable. Why is there a car? And also, how the fuck do I get back to, Hold on. How do I get back to the broken achievement machine? That's a bit of a problem. I actually don't know how to get back there. Let me just double check on this. Excuse me. How do I get here? Okay, so guide Stanley back to the doors again and revisit the expo. What? How the fuck am I supposed to do that, though?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed
Because it
a memo.
only appears... Oh. Return to the Stanley Parable 2 Expo Hall. Okay. Well, I guess this is one way... I guess this is how we're going to fittingly end this stream, aren't we?
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever The Stanley Parable 2.
Yes, we've already been through this, so let's,
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all
Except
the
we're
new
now in
territory
Stanley
we'll cover
Parable 3,
with a fully
so-
fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This
know.
is what fans have truly been asking for. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it.
sure.
I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Yeah, epilogue. You already accessed it. GG me. So anyway, new free easy achievement. Yay! Wee achievement. Ahoy!
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
And I got the achievement. You
As
cannot
you
see
can
it.
see, the machine is not working yet since... What? Wait, what in the holy hell is going on? You got the achievement?
Yes, I got the achievement.
Why did the machine work? Stanley, I didn't fix it. I didn't do anything to it. I swear, it was broken just a second ago. Who fixed it? Is someone here? Are we being watched? Oh, God. Composure. Composure. Yes, as you can see, the machine is working as normal, as I intended. It truly speaks to the awe-inspiring magic of the Stanley Parable 2. Breathe. Just breathe.
Lol. Yup, and that's about it. So let me see. I'm just going to double check. Okay, I think. Let's see. In terms of achievements here, commitment. Play the Stanley Parable for the entire duration of Tuesday. Oh. Speed run. Complete the Stanley Parable in under 4 minutes and 22 seconds. That's actually possible if you speed run the original ending over and over. Setting World's Champion, I believe that's still bugged. And then Super Go Outside, don't play the Stanley Parable for 10 years. What in the absolute fuck? Well, that's it. That's pretty much the game. That's it. So, that's it for all of the streams for the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. And you know what? This game was worth the money. All of the extra stuff, I was surprised with all of the extra stuff. It made me laugh a lot. So if you haven't experienced, now I haven't shown all of the endings from all the original endings. That's for you to, find out for yourself. But otherwise, yeah. So, where does this leave me for Friday? I still don't know for Friday. It's still up in the air because there's still, because I have some very important things I need to take care of on Friday. But then after all that's said and done, I should probably have a longer time than normal to stream something. I'm thinking Core Keeper, but well, I don't know. Things change. We'll just have to wait and see. Saturday is also looking a lot more free on my end, so I might want to do a stream on Saturday as well. Sunday, not so much because it's Mother's Day, so probably not, but we'll see. Anywho, thank you for watching. This has been iamflip, and I will see you Friday. Until then, beep beep.